What is going on, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and like always, my co-host, GameTime Bryan. GameTime, what's going on, man?
Primetime Phil, what is going on, man? I am excited to get back to football. It's been a long week for me. I know I talked to you off air. It's been a long week for you. It's nice to get to Saturday now. Knowing I'm off tomorrow, we can talk some Cowboy football. I see we got a lot of people in here.
Lots of people, man. Lots of people. I'm loving it as well, too. By the time I was having some internet issues, I was like trying to get everything at the last second. The internet just went out.
Sending me links that don't work. That's why, just real quick, that's why when we're in Mark's Live and it's like, I look down and it's like 6:23. We both work. We do a little prep, but I gotta go. I lost track of time. So
I saw. I'm basically happy that I was able to get that back, and get you for now. It was showing red before, now it's showing yellow. It's going a little bit better, but
it's tough living down in the island.
Oh yeah, no. It's that salt life, you know. So in the chat, of course, the first ones always seems to be Brooklyn Joe. Brooklyn Joe talking about Navy football, fumbling at the one in overtime. What is? I didn't get to see it because again, my Comcast is out.
It's like I never normally see the whole game. I normally get home and I watch the end. That was heartbreaking. I mean, listen, I'm America, love America. But, I usually root for the Navy. I don't know why. They're the
underdogs.
Man, they were at the 1 foot line and running back fumbled.
Yep.
They were in double overtime.
Oh man!
Got the ball and then they got the balls at 20.
Those are always
plays in the line and kick the field goal.
Hurts you. But anyway, as we talk more, Jessica Haggerty's in here. We have Angelica Baron, like always, holding it down. Mike Aldana.
I like how he says Baron.
Oh yeah, I have to. She's
I know, you gotta roll it.
I'm probably one of the worst when it comes to the rolling. Like I have no, there is nothing there. I have to gurgle almost. It's not good.
Jack Meeker's in the house.
And then I'm jealous of Loyal Cowboy because he just got a new gaming computer. Man, I need to build something.
Thorne, it's Saturday. I know she's not driving.
Yes. Normally she is.
Samoa Joe.
Normally she is, and then Samoa. Is that the real one? Is that the one that's actually, or is that just the burner account kind of holding it down for?
Oh, I don't know, Samoa.
Because
I
thought they had theirs kind of blocked off.
Rhonda Lovely's in the house. Rhonda.
Oh, Rhonda! Thank you for coming
through. I checked
through.
Rhonda out. We share the same last name, so shout out to that. And it's actually spelled the same. Not so shout out to Rhonda for checking us out. Thanks, Rhonda.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming
JoJo's
through.
In the house.
Everybody's
JoJo.
I know as a Cowboy Nation, no matter who you talk to, we're pretty excited about this upcoming games. This is where I want to see the Cowboys go through here and take care of business. When they tell us, oh, dude, you take care of the weak opponents that are in front of you. Man, can you get any weaker than the Houston Texans?
It's one of those games where, listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Jack Meeker's here.
I have zero fears about tomorrow. The only thing that we're going to complain about is how bad we win the game by. And normally you would say, well, if we're thinking that way, then the team's probably thinking that way.
Trap game, yeah.
I don't think so, Phil. I think we're going to roll. We're at home.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
Yeah, when you look at all the definition of a track game, and there's so many things that this point say, hey, this is a track game. But when you look at the talent, I think that's where it overshadows everything. It doesn't matter how much. I was hearing on some of the broadcasts on 105, they're talking about even if you push maybe 4 turnovers, you're still with the possibility of winning those games because this team doesn't have a big identity. Its defense's linebackers are not great. Their line is not getting pressure. So there's a reason why there's other teams are blowing it apart. So, yes, Dallas should be able to run away with it. It's, again, will Dallas get in its own way in the beginning? You know how we are in that slow start.
You know how it's been. But you get into Samoa Joe. He said this week is a game Jason Garrett would lose. He's correct in that. I don't know that we would lose it. If it was on the road, I would 100% agree with that. This team is different, and listen. Do I like the fact that these games are close at halftime, and then we go do our adjustments, then we blow their doors off in the second half? Yeah, it's annoying, but I've come to appreciate the coaching. That's what that is. I'm more concerned with why are we getting out to the slower start.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't expect that tomorrow. If Cooks is out, the one thing that Houston could do, they could run the ball decently. They can. They can
Roland.
Run, and their defense is not. I mean, they have some players. Their defense isn't good, but they have some high impact players.
Yeah, Ruben Walls here. Hey, Ruben, what's going on, man?
What's up, Ruben?
And then Glimmer Man comes in as well, and Roland's holding it down. I appreciate you guys. Eastside Herald, the Texans fan, Eastside Herald.
Hey,
man.
Listen, Eastside, we need some inside information on your team. Anything you could. Because you're a Houston fan. I got a buddy who just relocated to Houston. Shout out to Hector. But, what about the Texans are we not seeing? I know Davis Mills is
the running game. They got the running game. I mean, they always – I mean, isn't that the defense's weakness? I mean, we did hold, Taylor last week to some pretty good yardage. But at the same time, I mean, if you had to pick something in the defense,
I saw Hankins.
Oh yeah.
Like he was like the first couple. He had the flu bad a couple weeks. He was suited up, but he didn't play but a couple snaps. Last week you saw he had a big impact on that game. Big body, big boy. Holds the point of attack, takes two the blockers, and allows our linebackers to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
So, him alone is going to help stop the run. But yeah, I'm not worried. It's scary. I'm a little worried. Why am I so confident? But the answer is in the box, and we'll get to it later. But listen, it's handshakes at halftime. This is a game I think that we're going to be up more than 3 points or 2 points or 1 point at halftime. If not, I'm going to be annoyed. But I can't see it going any other way. I really don't. I mean, I can't see them scoring a touchdown, but I'm going to give them a touchdown.
Yeah, you know how we like to kind of give it charity. We always love giving it charity. Yeah, so this is definitely what's going on here. Let's go over to the chat. We have Joe Gonzalez as well joining us. What's up, Joe?
Yeah, JoJo, she's in here.
Yeah. Now, as they're talking about how we need to put this away, everybody's on the same page, man. This is one of those things. Yes, it's not a trap game, but we still need to be able to take care of business. But otherwise, I mean, like, what happens when you take a team that's very weak, doesn't have a great defense? I mean, this is not the Colts where the defense is a little bit better, even though they're not a great team overall. This is a team where everybody's kind of been beaten, and they're just obviously they're definitely in a rebuild mode. I mean, you don't get rid of your star quarterback unless you're trying to rebuild, and there's a lot. I mean, everybody kind of just wanted to leave. You got J.J. Watts leaving on the defensive line. I'm not saying that he was their amazing star, but, running backs as well, wide receivers that don't want to be there and getting pissed off when they stay. So, I mean, this team has a lot to there's a lot of rebuilding within this organization, and I think they don't have anything to lose. So, obviously, they'll come out. This is the Governor's Cup, there's you go. There's going to be the incentive. So I expect them to want to come out and whoop Dallas because there's always that bragging rights. But again, I think the talent is where it's going to lie. I don't really care about the inconsistency sometimes. We've seen this team kind of like stumble on itself and then all of a sudden just get released. And that's what I kind of want to I see, even if we kind of struggle.
I'm seeing some 41. I'm seeing 40.
I can see it.
50 burger possibly. I think.
Back up.
We're going to get into it. Let's just talk about the acquisition.
Okay.
Dallas. Unfortunately, we lost Anthony Brown. So now that's Jordan Lewis for the year, and now Anthony Brown. Now, Anthony Brown, I wasn't happy with his play, his technique, how he was playing. He seemed to come on a little bit right before the injury. But it wasn't good. So we have Boss Man Fat. I don't know if you guys heard or saw, but Jerry Jones came out and basically said, your time is now. It's time to leave all the secondary stuff on the sideline, meaning he didn't say your rap career. Listen,
Thank you, Rhonda.
Professional football player. If you want to be a football player in the NFL and you want to play, now's your time. And then he goes and misses the practice because he was a little sick.
Well, and then he put on his Twitter. He put on his Twitter, no pressure.
Well, listen, man, it's time. You know, as my kids that are big wrestling fans, John Cena, the time is now. Can you see me?
Jack Meeker. Let's jump on this on Jack Meeker's what he's saying over here. Thank you, Rhonda. Before I go into this, I appreciate your comment on the graphics. I love it. One of the .com guys gave Dallas a 70 points versus Houston is what Jack Meeker is saying. He's laughing his ass off. If everything was to go the way that, the Minnesota game kind of thing, where you're actually on a roll, you're getting going. I don't see the offense for the other team being able to keep our offense off the field because, they'll drive. They got the running backs that they'll do their thing, and you know how we like to give those gash plays, but I think that'll get the offense the ball back quicker, and it'll always the possibility, and so it gets to a certain point where maybe the backups come in, and it slows down a little bit, so I think that's what could stop that from happening. But hey, man, it does have the possibility because I just don't see this defense being able to handle anything that the Cowboys offense can throw at them.
Yeah. But we picked up Mackenzie Alexander.
That's my boy. He's from my hometown.
He was with the Vikings. But then he's like
Miami.
5'10", 195.
With Miami, I think.
Then he was a free agent, and then he signed with the Dolphins. And then he got hurt in training camp and had an injury settlement. He's a 7-year vet. I got some information on him. He is a slot-only cornerback. So Mackenzie Alexander is not coming in to take the outside where Anthony, he ain't here to fill in for Anthony Brown. He's a slot-only depth guy. Very physical at the point of attack. Just give it like a quick scouting. He had some he's a little aloof. They say he's he had some issues off the field in his career. Not like anything major. He's just not your normal teammate, let's say. But he adds great depth. He's physical, but he's a slot-only guy. So he's only a depth guy in case, God forbid, something happens to Bland. Bland is balling. Shout out to Deron Bland, the fifth-round pick, who wasn't invited to the Combine. He's having a killer year. Something should happen to him or he has to miss some time. You'll see Mackenzie Alexander go in the slot. So that's the only reason why he was here. He's not going to be the savior, but it was a good pickup that a guy like that was available at this point of the season. Yeah,
I think really good depth. Mark Hudson hits it right on the head, I think, here. It says, Houston will score on Kevin Joseph. Man, shit. I can't even argue that. I can't even be like, well, nah, man, Kevin Joseph's is gonna watch it happen. That's about all I can tell you, man. So yeah, here's the thing. That's the thing with the Anthony Brown. When you look at teams in general, usually there's one star corner and there's always one corner. When you look at our Super Bowl years, we had Kevin Smith, and then on the other side, it's like he was still really good. But of course, you had Dion on the other side. And when Dion wasn't there, Kevin Smith. So you understand that. And so you're not going to always have the best corner. They're going to have to go against number twos and some threes. When Anthony Brown was going against Antonio Brown, he was going against a one. There's a reason why he's not the number one corner on this team. And so if he was going against the number one, of course he was getting burnt. But I noticed a very big repetition within his game was he was just trailing a lot during this season. So as I hear other people talk about the other people that are coming in to kind of relieve him, I don't get as nervous about it because what are you doing? If they trail, they're doing the same thing as Anthony Brown was doing, and if anything, they're going to get some playing time and hopefully get better. So, I like the people that are in the wings. This team has shown the next man up mentality has definitely worked no matter what position it's been in. So, even down to our long snapper, it's happening. I love the depth of this team, and it's just something we haven't had in the past. What do you think about that? The depth.
Yeah, our depth is incredible. I can't remember the last time we've had this kind of depth on the offensive line.
And that was a big concern for me in the beginning of the season.
League, like if we get out to a big league, Tyron Smith will not be active for this game. Not that I I don't believe so. From what I'm getting, he will be active and he will start next week in Jacksonville. We're gonna need him. Okay. Um, People can say what they want, dude. Like, word out of the stars, this guy is doing nothing but lifting. He's immense right now. He's got muscles on top of muscles. He's fresh. When he's fresh and he's healthy, he's arguably the best left tackle in the league.
Rhonda's giving us the recipe for her spicy chicken. Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Spicy. But yeah, so I love our depth on the offense and defensive line. I really do.
Yeah,
I love our depth. Our defense is stacked. It's only good things from here. It'll be curious to see how this whole, we only got 5 games left. If we can run the table, that would be beautiful. I think we walk away with the number 1 seed. But, even if we don't,
I still love the team.
And I think we're going to be good.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, again, going into the season, I don't think I was given. Obviously, I know Dak's our man, and I support him in general. But I thought when he came in, I remember I still had a little bit of the bad taste in my mouth of last season, where after the Denver game, this team could not move the ball.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you have the playoff game, the team can't move the ball, and we have penalties, and the team can't move the ball, and the coaching staff is using people wrong, and we just can't move the damn ball. And so going into the season, you saw Dak in his first game not moving the ball, and then all of a sudden, our backups kind of come in. I think Kellen Moore had to dumb it down a little bit for himself. And I think that was a learning thing for Kellen Moore. I mean, whether it was Mike McCarthy coming in and doing a little bit more of that.
It's one of those deals where, just because we may criticize Dak here or there, I get frustrated. I was frustrated after the first week. I was frustrated in Green Bay. He's our quarterback. Cause, over the last 5 games, he is rolling. But that doesn't mean that we're not allowed to criticize or say, we didn't like, my main criticism is with Dak is he'll throw the ball over the middle of the field. He has more faith in his guys than probably he should.
Yeah,
but only because
he's not playing scared.
That they're not, he expects them to make the cut and come at the ball. And we've seen it a few times where, not to make excuses for Dak, but it may not be his fault. Maybe it's the receiver.
I like
breaking off the route based on the defense.
Yeah, I like that comes with it. Is that means your quarterback is not scared. Like he's still throwing those throws. He's not scared, and so that's what you're seeing. You're
some unbelievable clutch throws where he just puts it on a dime down the middle of the field in between 2 people. You've seen it, and you're going to need that on
at some point.
Down.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. There's going to be some times.
We're going to bring him up once.
There we go.
Which brings me to OBJ, because that was the only reason why I wanted him for that key third down, for that, not all the touchdowns, all the yardage. I want a guy who like you were talking about, in a tough game, we need guys to get open.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to help anybody, not just the Cowboys. He's not going to help anybody until middle of the playoffs. This year is kind of like, we'll see. If OBJ was smart, he would take the minimum for 1 year, come in, let Britt Brown get him back to health and get him going. That's his best way. It seems like he wants to take the easy way out, work at his pace, come back when he wants, but he wants you to pay for him now. Well, that's not how it works. Sorry, but, that's not how it works. If you really are serious about continuing your career and getting a big contract, you should come in now, sign for the minimum, or maybe a little bit more than a minimum, but not much more, for this year. The year is almost over. And take the next 6 weeks and get healthy with our trainer and hope to play a playoff game and possibly a Super Bowl. That's the best you could hope for. So, that's all I'll say on OBJ. It's not dead. I think they'll get him eventually. But if somebody's willing to throw a couple mil at him for this year, which I don't think we should at this point, then, God bless them.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, I have so many opinions about this. Of course, I want him here. I don't want the circus that comes along with it. It's either you're here, you're not. He's going to go debate. What's he debating? Nobody's offered him shit. So it's just like, to me, it's just like, okay, you're debating on playing regular season, not playing regular. To me, nothing is a surprise. The time frame, we knew it. I mean, going into it, we knew it was going to be more towards January that he would come back. I mean, I think the only thing that you have a concern about is the fact of the timing. Dak, can he be on the same time? I mean, you saw him with good chemistry when Amari Cooper. So, I mean, so if you don't have the timing there, I mean, that I can see there being a problem.
Amazing how fast these guys come back, Phil. But he's
Tyron
behind.
Smith, yeah.
And, when they, supposedly when they looked at his knee, not so much the imaging, but when they were moving the knee, because, any kind of physical, they work that knee big time. And he's behind. That means he's not really in doing the rehab and doing everything. You need that Britt Brown every day, forcing you to do it, the uncomfortable, because we all know that when you come back from a knee injury, it's not easy.
No, and that's why I got to give Tyron Smith.
You think you'll never play again, type of deal. You need that guy get you through those moments, the pain and all that. Then we got Glimmerman spitting truth over here. I don't think OBJ will play this year. He wanted to get paid for this year, and our doctors called him out, ruined his shot to get paid. And there's a lot of people that are coming. Oh, OBJ should should sue the guy. Whatever. I got news for you. This is what happens when the whole team gets overly excited. The owner gets overly excited. The coach gets overly excited. You put these expectations out to the fans, and I had them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was intrigued by that, and it's on the lesser. I know he wasn't coming in to go off and have all these yards and all these touchdowns. I was looking at what me and Phil keep talking about in those big games against those good teams who can lock up your guys. What are you going to do on a third down? That now we're talking about Dak throwing it in a real tight window. What they're going to have to do is keep CeeDee Lamb on the move. They're going to have to make sure that he's not locked on the outside like they did a couple games ago. They need to move him around. That's your key, because Gallup right now is not 100%. He's not going to beat every guy off the last scrimmage. We play Philly. They got two really good corners. So you're going to have to put people on the move. James Washington.
That's a unicorn. Yeah.
Get ready for James Washington, people. People are going to be happy.
Yeah,
there's going to be some shots down the field.
I've seen some chemistry between him and Dak, so I definitely saw that in training camp. Again, we went into it knowing that James Washington was a lot like Gallup. He's going to be out for most of the season. He's going to give you some good plays. He's going to give you some great catches. Again, there was a lot of comparisons with James Washington and Michael Gallup within this front office and who they were going to pick up going into that draft.
James Washington, Bill.
He tore us up when we played against us.
We paid the minimum for him. It's not his fault he got hurt. He went up on a long route, came down, and basically fifth metatarsal. He's been running great for a while, but that's the plan. They're going to stretch the defense. I'm telling you now, watch it for tomorrow. There's going to be at least one or two shots down the field to James Washington. Now, whether Dak can hit it, we shall see. But another thing I'm hearing, just real quick, is that Turpin is going to start seeing more and more play as we get closer to the playoffs.
Hopefully.
They're kind of storing him. That's what I'm hearing. But I'm calling a touchdown for Turpin tomorrow because Houston punts the ball. They're not going to be able to drive. They're going to punt the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So if he's going to score, it's going to be tomorrow.
That's not bad. I like that. I like that prediction there. I'm liking, the overall. I mean, there's going to be always the competition because, again, we're talking about the Governor's Cup. We're talking about bragging rights and stuff like that. But when you look at the two teams, I mean, one's going to be picking at the front of the draft. The other one's going to most likely, hopefully, be picking at the back of the draft. So that kind of just shows you the difference between these teams. I mean, who are you scared of on the offense? I mean, who are you scared of on the defense for Houston? I mean, they have a long ways to go.
That's the thing. I'm not really scared. I mean, okay.
There's always somebody that you can give a touchdown.
Worst case scenario, look, we turn the ball over in the red zone and they get a quick touchdown. Okay, they're not going to be able to. We're not going to do that all game, and they're not capable of driving on us. I'm telling you, this is one of those games where it's really gonna. You'll probably see a lot of backups in the second half. That's how I'm looking at it. If it's anything other than that, then either they weren't ready to play, but I can't see that, man. I can't.
I mean,
they know what's on the line, Phil.
No,
they know what's on the line. I think this team is hungry. You see Micah, you see him. He's mad when he gets out of the game with 4 minutes to go when they're up 35. These guys want stats tomorrow. Micah wants the sack. I feel bad for Mills. I really do. I think we may give up a big play just because we jump in front of a ball that we're trying to take, with a pick six type of deal.
Or like Mark just said, Kelvin Joseph gives up that touchdown.
Yeah, well, I know. And I don't know about you guys, but I thought towards the end of the game, like when he came in for Anthony Brown after the one penalty, I thought he actually played pretty good.
He started getting better. He
played good.
He was a 50-50 for me. I think he had.
What's up, buddy?
I think he had his moments where he was like, "You're like, what is he thinking?" Like, I mean, even the fumble recovery by Hooker, he was just in the way. It's like, dude, it's like the more you try to contribute, the worse you're doing. You ever get that quicksand kind of thing going with him? And it's like,
oh yeah,
like I feel bad for him a little bit, but at the same time, it's just like he just kind of has to get out of his own head a little bit, But
Nathaniel, these kind of games scare me. It seems like we play down to the I agree, we play down to the competition.
Definitely.
But Nathaniel, I think of when Houston, like the worst game ever, I would say. Not the worst game ever, but I remember this. Remember when Houston came in? It was their first game.
The first game ever, yeah.
As an expansion team at home, for the Governor's Cup, and David Carr beat us. I mean, that still sticks in Jerry's craw. And it's, listen, it's just as much of a gimme as you could get. And if something happens and we blow this, then it's on us. It's nothing that Houston's going to do to us. It's what we're going to do to ourselves. So that in itself, if we could play a clean game and get the job done, and really, that would go a long way.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, even when you look at the coaching, I mean, tell me on the other side there's so many things. I mean, Houston got a lot of picks going up into the next draft. I mean, so I definitely see them improving, but you're not going to do it overnight. And I think this Dallas defense is definitely going to have a field day. My question to you guys in the chat is, how many sacks do you guys think that Mills is going to have? I mean, do you think he's going to be hurting by the end of this game? He's going to be icing all night? I'm interested to hear what everybody thinks. I mean, I think this could definitely be where our defense just has like a field day. What's the NFL record for most sacks in a game? I'm a little curious about that. But
that's a good one.
No, I mean, it's true. I mean, and Glimmerman's right there. True. He goes, the Packers game is haunting me still. We lose this and we won't win a playoff. And that's the truth. I mean, some of these games that other teams, they feel that, hey, man, of course, Aaron Rodgers was going against his old coach. They were coming into the building. I mean, they had reason to want to play and beat us. Again, the Texans, they have a reason. They got a Governor's Cup there, bragging rights for the state of Texas. It's there. I mean, it's just I don't see, where every week we were coming through and we're like, okay, this is the recipe for if we were going to lose, this is how it's going to happen. I don't have that. Our bus breaks down. I don't know what the hell. I mean, I guess not even a bus. Yeah, we're at home, right? So they're just gonna be driving. I mean, we're still gonna have people.
Well, technically, yeah. Unless they lose power in the stadium, good.
Well, I mean,
don't say lose power.
I mean, but that's the other thing. I can't.
How's your internet, man? You're starting to sound distant.
Oh no! Maybe I have my microphone. Hold on, let me see. Let me check my mic. Make sure it didn't change.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't check. Everything good. Yeah, everything good.
Okay.
Like they say in the hood.
Okay.
It's all good.
No,
it was probably just me.
You
it
really
was my
sound low.
Oh. I was.
And I'm hearing myself twice. So.
Oh, okay. It's probably my internet.
I mean, it's funny because I have the same thing down. Like my next question was, what do you fear about the Texans? We covered that. Nothing. We fear more about ourselves, right? Is that what we're talking about? We fear more about ourselves. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm trying to see if I can get you to. We don't have to hear.
No, you're good.
If you're going.
Yeah, you're good. I'm good now.
Okay.
But looking at the line, it's Cowboys minus 17. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, and
minus 17 is no joke. So
yeah, I mean
and it's only 44.
So yeah, I mean when you look at this team, okay, let's go down our team. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. How are you feeling about Dak's play right now? How you feel? Do you feel confident in Dak's play?
I feel
making
good.
The right reads?
I feel he's getting in a rhythm.
Good. Yeah, I agree.
I like how they're moving CD around. I like how they're giving Gallup. He had a great game. I mean, we will see. I mean, listen, what's going to happen. Now that we're talking up, they're going to come out. They're going to go 3 and out, and we're all going to be annoyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Houston is coming in with nothing to lose. Nobody's giving him a chance.
It's like,
but there's a reason for that.
You little jerk.
They're not good.
That's. Yeah, I mean, you are definitely right. You're definitely right, man. As this is the annoying part of it. They do tend to do that. But let's go to the next one. I mean, you're looking at our running backs. Ezekiel Elliott, of course, Tony Pollard doing their thing, making it the envy of the league.
I want to see the same thing.
I
want to use them both, and I even want to use the third guy.
Malik
I even want to
Davis.
See him
yeah, I was going to talk about him.
Malik get some play. Stay fresh. We're going to be up big. Let Malik get some carries in the second half. Let Jason Peters see some time at left tackle. Let's see some, I'm hearing some rumblings. I don't know what to think about the offensive line. We'll touch on that. But, I want to see some of the backups get in. I want to see James Washington get some snaps.
There's some guys on this roster that, I mean, you are right. I mean, you go to the next one, you go to the tight ends. I am sure everybody is happy with these tight ends, man.
How can you not be happy with?
Yeah, definitely going into the season.
Kettles, they're scoring.
I was happy about this thing.
Jumping over dudes.
I was happy about this tight end group. Did not expect this much of an improvement. Hendershot to me was a little bit of a coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, I agree, Mark Hutchins.
Cowboys' biggest fear is themselves, and that's the truth. I mean, that's what we're talking. I definitely have to agree with you, man. It's just when we go in there and we start suffering, whether we're going 3 and out and stuff, it's never ever, man, that defense made that play, or he swatted the ball. Yeah.
I just want to stay healthy. That's why I said let's share the load. We're not the anti-Pollard or anti-Zeke. We like what they're doing. It's best for the team that they keep doing it. I agree. Let's just get a lead and put Malik in there. Let's stay healthy. We got big games coming up. I told you about next week my fear with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That game is really obviously the Tennessee game, but that's after the Eagle game. In my mind, that doesn't exist. I want to get to Philly. Hopefully, Philly loses one, and everything is on the line for Christmas.
Yeah, all we can do is take care of the games in front of us, and right now it's a nice path, and I can see your hesitation, but again, I see Jacksonville, and I don't see it that way. I
hope you're right. Phil.
I see how Jacksonville handled Detroit. I see how we do, and I know that's that whole we handle that. No, I know, but it's the defense that came with, the defense for the Lions. You can honestly say it's pretty good. The offense has always been the kind of the iffy part of it, and so I mean,
Ferguson did truck a lineman last week, Jack.
Yeah, he did. And so as we're talking about Detroit, they have allowed a lot of points, but Jacksonville wasn't doing that, and so that's where I see that our defense is definitely crazy good. The running game. How do you think about Jacksonville?
That's a hike for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Angelica.
Oh, she's just right around the corner.
I think she's in Tampa, so that's probably a good 2.5 hours,
3-4 hours, I would say, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, because I know Jacksonville's right in the beginning. Yeah, for me anyway.
I was thinking about going to that game, but Yeah,
I heard it's a crummy stadium.
yeah, that's what I've been to as well. I mean, but
I mean,
again,
Tampa's nice. I haven't been there, but my buddies live down there. And, I heard that's a decent stadium.
well, as we're talking about stadiums, what have you heard about the? Of course, Jerry Jones wanting to spend what $295 million for renovations.
Yeah. What exactly they plan on doing? I know they're doing it for the World Cup in 26. But look, what do they actually want to do to the stadium?
But hopefully,
when I see that stadium, I don't think renovations are needed, but maybe it's the type of seating or whatever. I don't know. Anybody hear anything?
No, that's the thing. All of a sudden, I just saw the little news. Didn't go into big details about it. Could be just a switching of a. Yeah, you're right. It could be a switching of. Maybe they have plans for a particular.
50 people in here.
Oh my! What? But no. As we're talking about this, we're talking about the stadium. We're talking about going into the playoffs. Do you feel good if this Dallas team played a home game that it would be a home environment? I mean, I'm not saying in the sense of the cheer.
I don't care about that.
I like this team travels.
Me
this
and
team
Mark
travels.
disagree about this.
Okay, go ahead. Give it to
me. Listen. You want the home game, okay? We've demonstrated that we beat the Eagles 3 times in 1 year. We beat them back to back. Remember, this is back when the stadium first opened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, we beat them the last game of the year, win a division. Then we beat them in the playoffs the following week. If I have my druthers, give me the home game in a warm temperature. You don't want to have to go on the road playing snow or ice. You don't want to have to deal with that. Now, don't get me wrong. If we have to, then we have to. But as of right now, we control what we can, control. If we run the table, which is only 5 games, people, it's 5 games. It's Houston, at Jacksonville, home against the Eagles. Or no, is it 5 or 6? 5, right?
5.
It's Houston, Jacksonville, Eagles, Tennessee,
Washington.
Yeah.
5.
So if we run the table, you tell me that's 14 wins. I didn't have them winning 14 wins. I think I had them winning 11, and that possibly winning the division. So shout out to the Eagles for having a great year. But man, have they had some really close games that they've come out on top. We haven't had many close games. But
those haven't been against playoff teams. Those aren't playoff teams that are barely beating them. That they're barely beating. So I mean, I don't take it with,
anyway,
oh yeah, it's amazing.
I'm getting off on a tangent.
Well, let's jump in the chat.
I want the home field if I can.
Yeah, well, we're gonna jump back into this one. Jack Meeker says they said the upgrade is for the luxury box, and they will use to raise the surface 12 feet to be regulation for FIFA. So there you go.
Okay,
that makes sense. I was thinking,
Jack, somebody would know.
Yeah, and then Mary Alvarez says I heard some people saying that the Jags and Eagles games is trap. I personally don't think and it's true. I mean, how can the Eagles be 11-1 and it's a trap game? Really? It's a trap game? I can understand maybe the Jags, but the Jags aren't almost beating teams.
Real deal. What up?
I mean, they're staying in the competition, but it just seems like at the end of the game they kind of lose gas a little bit. So I mean, this team, what we have is we have depth, and I think that's what you're seeing. I mean, you look at Zeke. I mean, he looks so fresh. I mean, this is the freshest I've ever seen Zeke look at this point in the season, and it's a lot because of what we're using Tony Pollard for. So, I mean, I could definitely understand why people say they just want to get us worried about it, but I think, if anything, every game is a trap game for these Cowboys because, like other people were saying, we tend to kind of play down to the competition sometimes when it's going to be a weaker opponent. What else is everybody saying?
I'm just looking at everybody saying, the real deal.
I
am really worried about our cornerback situation going into the playoffs.
It's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, man. I do. And like I said, that's what I was telling Mark on his live. It really is. We can sit here and talk about what we want, but how, our team, unfortunately, is not going to look. Hopefully it does, but it's probably not going to look the way it looks now when we go into the playoffs. So it's who's healthiest and who's playing the best. Yeah, Phil asked me, do I want the home games? Yes, of course I do. But I'd rather be healthy. So if that's any consolation. Mary Alvarez says, I hear some people be saying Jags or Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Not really. I don't think we can afford to. If we lose at this point,
It's
then
hard. Yeah.
we only can look in the mirror and say, you ain't good enough. Whether it's mentally you're not good enough or whatever. So I don't think so. I think they know exactly what's on the line. Everybody in the world is telling them how they're not good. So that should be good.
Samuel.
Turbo Duran. Sorry, fans, I had to stop here.
Yeah, he was talking crap. I love it. I love it. You're always welcome, man. Always welcome to come in and talk crap.
Yeah, man.
and Glimmerman's right. Just get us in.
My brother got tickets to the Jags game. Cowboys going to run up the table. More importantly, we're going to smoke them Eagles.
See, my brother.
Listen, Henry.
My brother lives in Tallahassee. We were gonna be going to the game. But it's just, the traveling. It's just the certain time of season. Either I'd go, all this way, or I take a expensive.
I was originally going to go to the Tennessee game, but then I realized it was a Thursday game, and it's stuck in the middle of the holidays. And I told Mark, I said, it just doesn't work out for me. So we're looking to go to a playoff game or possibly the Super Bowl. So. Let's get ready, Phil. You're going.
We got yes. We got MJ in here, our local hater. I love it. Thank you, MJ. Welcome. This is the part of the show where you start saying these random Cowboys suck thing. I like it.
Right.
I like it.
Thanks.
But yeah, Henry Williams is making a good point. We're talking about this defense. We're talking about this team. We're talking about how these rookies are coming out of nowhere. What's our guy for the draft? Will McClay. Got an eye for talent with his scouting team. I'm not going to just put it all on him. Obviously, his scouting team is doing an amazing job. We have all these young guys from last year, 8 guys on our defense, and all of a sudden turn this defense around. We put some more guys on the defense. We get some more rookies. Jake Ferguson. You got Hendershot. You got Jerron Bland over there. Man, you got they're just. Everybody's making some plays in the young position, and it just shows a very big spotlight for the future for this team. I mean, there's not a lot of sprinkled veterans, but there are the important veterans.
Our arrow is pointed up. Everybody wants to say, well, Dak or look at our age.
Oh, they're going down. They only have a window.
The youngest team in the league, and that's with 41-year-old Jason Peters, soon to be 41. Listen, we have a very bright future. So, but that doesn't mean, you don't get these opportunities much for let's face it, you say what you want. It ain't our fault the Eagles only have one loss.
No.
They're going to have to answer to us at some point. They're going to have to answer to us. And it's not even going to come down to when we play them in 3 weeks. We're going to see them again in the playoffs. Trust me when I tell you, we're going to see him again for a third time.
So let me ask you a question: when that Washington game comes at the end of the year, do you think that Washington game is going to mean something for Washington for getting into the playoffs? Do you think that could be something?
I would say this: if Dallas loses the game, then it ain't going to mean anything. I don't see the Eagles having too many slip-ups. I don't. But I think that Chicago game on the road in a couple of weeks is going to be hard for Philly. I mean, I just think they have 3 straight road games coming up, people. I don't care who you're playing. You could be playing Houston. You could be playing at Indy. You saw they barely snuck out of there with a 1-point win. You could be playing at Arizona. I don't care. That's not who they're playing, but they have 3 straight road games. It's unprecedented for you to come out of that unscathed, to go bang,
well,
bang,
even with
bang
injuries.
on the road.
Even with injuries, I mean, that's...
It doesn't happen. So I'm telling you, the number 1 seed is there for the taking, and I think everything is going to be on the line in that last game, which I like that. I want to be able to play the last game. This whole sitting and resting.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Nah, man, it ain't working out that way.
No,
it ain't
isn't.
Working.
Enormous says that Seattle and the Cowboys will be the first game. So he thinks that this.
That's very possible.
Very possible.
We gotta hope. What we gotta hope, people, the Cowboy fans in the house, is that the 6th or 7th seed, go out and win their game. We won't play the 6th or 7th seed. We're either going to be 1 or 5. That's it. So we got to hope that the 6th or 7th seed could upset, which I think they can. And that's at Seattle, right? I mean, no. Well, no, I don't know. Well, yeah, I think Seattle would be the way I think right now the Niners have him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen with the Niners.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Niners. Who did they pick up? Didn't they pick up?
Left. There's a lot that can happen.
Yeah, there's still a lot of football. I think that's what's crazy is that we're at this point. And again, there's a lot of teams. I mean, even when you look at the South, even when you look at the South, the NFC South. I mean, that right there, it's which sorry team is going to come out of that? You got the Saints and the Buccaneers battling each other on Thursday night. Was it Thursday? Something like that. But they were battling each other, and then all of a sudden, Tom Brady does his little thing at the end. That's, of course, I can understand. Yeah. Right now, as we sit into the playoffs, there's a good. If it was to go this way, it could be, boom. If Dallas beats Tampa wins their thing. Boom. And if Dallas beats
Philly,
Tampa,
as of
then
now, we would go to Philly. Or
no, we would go to San. Yeah, we would see San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco would be the next one if they were to win theirs, and then Philly if they were to win both of theirs.
Purdy guys, all that.
We'll see. Let's see.
MG. Chase Young is back. He's a game record. Yeah, I'm telling you, Washington is more of a fear than the Giants would be. I think you're going to see the Giants tail off. I want the Giants to give one last hurrah tomorrow. The weather's going to be crappy, which helps the Giants actually. But if Saquon's not playing and if Leonard Williams is not playing, Eagles are going to win in New York.
Well, this is where I thought the New York Giants, their season, like, oh, good job. You guys are taking care of some business. You guys are winning. You're staying. Your defense is keeping you close in the games. You're winning stuff at the end. So, hey, good for you. But at some point, I think that was going to kind of start to wear off. I think we're at that point where tie? That one right there is kind of that one threw me off. Just tie? Really? We were talking about how the NFC East is, being dominant. At that time, you had 4 playoff teams within this division, and now, got a tie. So I guess, hey, it just didn't excite me. I think it's funny.
Having a good year, MG. I would just say this, pal. These running quarterbacks, you hope that he doesn't take that one hit because
it doesn't last. They don't last. Yeah.
The Justin Fields, they're all getting hurt. You can only dodge, the Reaper so many times before he comes a knocking, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Riverboat Ron plays for the Tide. I love it, Mike Aldana. And look at MJ. I love it. MG, Texas due for a win. Whoop whoop. Clearly, man, I am not afraid of Washington's quarterback.
I'm done here, MG. You said that last week, didn't he? Didn't he say that last week? And we scored 50.
Yeah. Oh no, he thought that the Colts
Keep it up.
He thought the Colts were going to whoop us. But
that's what I mean. So I love it.
No, and as we're looking at more here,
the only reason the Eagles beat the Colts is because they slipped on bird shit on the 5 yards.
Oh, that's funny.
Listen, Eagles. I mean, we could dig into the wins and losses, but I'm gonna. We know what happened. We know what happened in Detroit. We know what happened in Arizona. We know what happened in Washington. We know what happened in Indy. We know all this. But in the end, Eagles won the game. So
it's
I'm
division.
Not going to be that guy to say
division.
Ifs and buts were candy and nuts. They won the game. Now, deep down, we know. And the reason why these Eagles fans are acting this way, because they see us coming. You barely beat us. You're up by 3 points with 5 minutes to go in your home park on a nationally nighttime game with our backup quarterback. They see what's coming. And get ready.
Well, yeah.
That's my opinion.
There's a lot there. This is definitely the rivalry when it comes to the past couple of years. I mean, both teams have been... hey, we don't do much in free agency. They do. They don't do much in the draft. We do. So I mean, they've had some good picks here and there. I'm not going to take it away from them. But again, when they've done a really good job in the sense of bringing a lot of free agents in. Of course, 1 year deal, a lot like what Dallas does. But I just like to see the fact that we're all within this division. We're no longer a laughing joke. We're not the NFC least anymore. We're the NFC beast.
No, I love that.
I love that.
I love it. Do I love the fact the Eagles have 11 wins at this point? No. I mean, I'm not happy about that, but I'm happy that our division is the number one division in the NFL. You can sit there and run your mouth and say, "Oh, they're not good."
They're not playing anybody.
No, we have the best division.
I agree.
Yeah, the NFL. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
The numbers just show it.
Yeah, I mean, you even look at the Commanders
like
with the identity crisis, and they're still competitive. And of course, it took what's his name? I'm gonna say Heineke, but I wanted what's that one from the Marvel? The one that they've been using. I'm trying to think of Adam Warlock. There we go. Because that's what he is in the new Marvel one. Yeah, he's Adam Warlock now. Yeah. so now he's no longer eyebrows like Mark. He's moving up in the world.
Eyebrows. Eyebrows.
But let's go into here.
Since we're talking about the Eagles are a 7.5-point favorite in New York tomorrow. Like I said, to me, if Leonard Williams plays, that's huge. But we gotta somehow hope that the Giants can pull one out for us. I don't see it happening. But it is the line. Eagles are -7 in New York, which is like they're 10.5.
Yeah.
Eagles deserve. I mean, Eagles did had a great. I mean, last week impressed me.
It was a good game for them.
We'll see. We will see.
So
this starts their 3-game road trip.
So I mean, we've talked a lot. I really haven't been able to jump deep into what Houston has. I mean, when you look at Mills, you look at some of these guys, they're just riding. They don't have much, and they're just
run the ball
waiting.
A lot.
Yeah, that they're doing. That's again,
they have
something
Brandon Cooks who's not playing. That's what they have. I mean, J.J. Watt is gone, people. They don't have a J.J. Watt. They have a Kristen Kirksey. He's a linebacker. He's half decent. He's like a playmaker for them, but.
Yeah, I think I agree, Glimmerman. Nah, Giants would blow it. Yep. I love it. I love it. These guys are already talking and stuff. Yeah. We're talking within the chat. We're going to get in some NFC East talking. People. I love it. I love it. You guys, again, I want to start getting to the point because there's not a lot within the Houston team that we can talk about.
Texans will win this game.
I love it. MG.
I love it. Listen, dude, if the Texans win, I want you coming back. Well, hopefully you're back. I will like give you the the field. You could just I'll give you a couple of things. You can say whatever you want. Get a webcam. You could join the show next week if the Texans win. So I don't see it happening. Yeah,
and I like,
what's up, buddy?
And Jack is saying that we don't have to wait till all the games. We don't have to wait till the 8 o'clock game. We don't have to wait till the 4 o'clock afternoon game. We're right there at 1
p.m. I'm not even
p.m.
gonna be able to see the game because it's not on my. It ain't on here.
Oh, I gotta look and see, man.
I gotta watch the Eagles game.
But anyway, so let's start getting into the scores. Let's talk about what we think this game is going to have. Where do you think the running backs? How many yards do you think they're going to have? How many yards do you think Dak may have? Who's going to be our star? I mean, there's so many things that happen. How many sacks? I'm really interested still. How many sacks we're going to have?
Okay.
What's that?
All right. Well, I'm gonna put it out there. I already said it. It's finally going to come true. Angelica, where you at? Going to be Turpin time. He's going to return one for a touchdown tomorrow. And I only say that because Houston is going to punt the ball a lot.
I think so too.
He's going to have more opportunities than I think tomorrow's the day that he gets it done. I think Pollard does Pollard things. I think Dak looks good. I see us rolling tomorrow.
I can see
Here
as
we
well.
Go, Mike Aldana.
You got Glimmerman here. It says, I think Texans will throw it all at us, which is true. I think so as well, too. We'll survive, and they'll survive to run the ball, put points up early, halfway through the third. We will make that play, and it's over. They have stayed in some games. I mean, it has been competitive. Again, if we play down to our competition, I mean, yes, you could definitely see that happening. But you're right. I agree. At some point, the talent just overrides that.
Stay tuned.
What was that? Sticking to my score, 41-13. Angelica. All right, let's see. And yeah, he's doing the Turpin. We got to get a Turpin thing going on in here. Just because eventually he is going to score that. He is. It's funny because when I watch the sideline sounds, you watch him come in and give people. It's just so funny because he's like that little hype man that comes in.
If anybody hasn't seen it on the Dallas Cowboys YouTube channel, usually by Tuesday or Wednesday, they'll run the. Actually, no. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, they'll do the sounds of the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best because it's Dallas. The sideline is mic'd up. It's just you really get an inside feel of what's going on as the game is being played. It's awesome.
I think it's funny because when you watch those, I got to give credit to the caption guy
got a 38-24.
Because when they cuss, the words they put in there in the place is just hilarious. I'm like, some of the stuff that they come up like that guy's good. I like that guy.
I
really
love
good.
watching that. Yeah,
yeah.
Just
Female, male. I don't know who it is.
Have it to where they would do like a skit and they would like change the words that the players.
No, I didn't. Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about the bad mouth, lip reading or something like that, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
Yes.
Michael Dana, 40-3. Hey, Rhonda, if Dallas gives up 24 points to them, I'm worried.
Yeah, then I would be worried. Against this offense, definitely. I mean, if we're throwing picks and they're running it back,
Jack
okay,
Baker,
maybe.
Stay tuned.
But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see the 40-50
tuned.
burger as well, even with backups. Maybe halftime. What happens in the first half? Like, I feel that it's going to be a hell of a game for the Cowboys. I don't see our offense getting staggered. I don't see the defense. Of course, there's always those plays within the game, but I don't see it being one of those games. That's why I can't put this as a trap game. I don't think of Houston as a threat like maybe some other teams are. Where Colts, of course, we saw a possibility of a win because that defense is still a good defense, keeping them in games. Now, the offense didn't have an identity, and that's where me and you thought eventually at some point that talent was going to change. I don't see that with Houston.
Yeah, I mean, they just have too much going on. It's actually not in Houston's best interest to win the game, really. They need so much help. It's just, what's your score, man?
I think Dallas can score 50 burger. I think we'll be in the 40s. I'm with everybody else. I think it'll be like a 44-10 game. Because Glimmer Man's right. At some point, they're going to allow a touchdown, whether it's the running back just popping out, whether it's a deep play on Kelvin Joseph, for example, that could score that touchdown. He likes to give up that flag. At some point, Hendershot gives up a flag just like that. There's some people there. And Joseph is one of those guys. So,
Henry Williams has got 51-14 Cowboys.
And I can see it. I can see it as well, too. I mean, I thought there was a possibility that we could score that last week, but I thought the defense was going to be a little bit more stingier. And then all of a sudden, our defense just got involved. And then you saw that swing. So I think it's going to be a very long game.
What's scary about our team is that we can explode at any moment, offense or defense. But it seems to be more defensively. And I got news for you. That's how you win big games, is when your defense can do that.
And that's
why offense isn't always going to carry you.
Well, that's what I also see as well, too. I mean, is your defense getting, are you taking the ball away, or are they giving it to you? So, I see a combination. I saw a little bit of a combination, but I saw mostly
What's your score, man?
Get
to your score.
I said it, 44-10. That's what I think. 40-10. I think they get a touchdown, field goal, stuff like that. But I think our team definitely.
We're all close, man. We're all close. Gina Thorne defense. I'm telling you, that's what wins.
So we getting the mail delivered?
Yeah, is that what you want?
Yeah, I want to see. Does everybody have everybody ready to hear his score?
I've been back and forth on my score. I really have. I don't see Houston scoring a touchdown. Like, I'm with, I think it was Jack. He said, somebody had him scoring 12 points, getting 4 field goals. I'm looking at like 9 points, but, then I thought about it. I said, Dallas will probably do something stupid where they turn the ball over in the red zone, give them a 15-yard field, and they get a touchdown. I'm giving them 1 touchdown. It's not going to be a long drive touchdown. There's a chance that I should stick to my guns and go 9. That's what I'm thinking. 9 keeps popping up on my head. But I gave him a touchdown, a cheap touchdown, and a couple field goals.
2 cheap touchdowns and a field goal. Where it's at?
Where I went with Dallas 40 and the Texans 13. So that's Cowboys minus the 17 and over the 44.
Okay.
So we're but I mean, there's a few of we're all about the same. I see Gina Thorne has the same type of score prediction as I do. Basically, Dallas is going to roll tomorrow, And if they don't, then shame on us. You know what I mean? But I got 40-13, touchdown and a couple of field goals. I think Turpin scores. I think you might see Diggs with a pick six because they're going to be in a situation where they're going to have to throw.
Yep.
I think Diggs is due. I think Micah gets 2 sacks.
Glimmerman's like, don't steal my thunder, mailman.
I know, man. But listen, we're piped into this team. We know. Yeah. I mean, people that have been here week in and week out have a good feel for this team. We don't have many people that are ridiculously like our regulars that come in. We all know what we're going to get. It's just what dumb. I don't want to curse.
Yeah,
what dumb stuff are they going to do?
Well, you're right, man. What dumb thing are they going to do, and what kind of dumb thing are they really going to have? I mean, like can we get in our way, and can we just get up even more? Like, it's just...
Okay, Glimmer Man, we're close.
So I mean, yeah, he was right there. Like he was right there. He's there. I want to see what's right. Is it going to be one of those things that if we score higher, then Glimmerman's right because his price is right. He's closer to that number. I bet $1.
I think we're going to set records. I think we're going to set records with points scored this year.
Sacks.
I think we might get 50 tomorrow. I put 40, but
in the past 5 games, that's a lot of points.
I don't think that Dallas is going to. I don't think Dallas is going to take their foot off the pedal. Dallas is not happy with all the BS and the talk.
Glimmerman says, "Watch it be like 9-3 all field goals."
As
long as we win, right?
If that's I'm just gonna tell you now, Glimmerman. If that happened, we ain't doing crap all of this.
Yeah, they would just be like, it was gonna be a tough week, man. It's gonna be even if we were to win, it would be a tough ass week.
You were right there.
I was 1 point. Yeah, you were. That's what we were talking about. And you predicted the freaking tie. That's what I'm still caught up on, man.
Well, I'm actually good that I'm close to her because she's been all over it. You predicted the damn tie. Who does that?
Who predicts a tie?
That hardly ever happens.
It's like, who takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer? Like, it's like, who predicts a tie? Like, no, and I love it. I love even the trash talking where we're here as well too. Eastside Harold, are you still in here? Somewhere. Is Eastside still in here? I want to know what his prediction. Eastside
Harold. He's seen all these scores and he went to get oxygen.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god. Yeah, he's hooking up to a CPAP or something. He needs some oxygen.
Oh, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving the possibility of this offense. I'm interested to see what James Washington does. I'm interested to see where Tyrone Smith. He wanted to play this game.
Hey, Jack. Hey, Mike. Hey, Glimmerman. I mean, Angelica. You know, it doesn't matter. Gina. After we blow them out tomorrow, we're not going to get any credit for it anyway.
Nope.
So, hey, let's get ready for it. We're not going to get no credit. And then if we go in and beat, like Phil said, if we go in and beat Jacksonville, we're not going to get no credit. The only time we're going to get credit if we stomp the Eagles.
I don't even know. Give
the only way we're going to
give
get
Shady
any
McCoy
kind of
a possibility, and there's going to be something.
I just want to be able to unload on Shady on Twitter because I've been. I can't argue with him, but
exactly,
he's going after Dak. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you going after Dak?
What kind of sick takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer?
Yeah. I like that. He found a new toy. I like it.
Oh, I like it. I like it well too. I'm getting into these little button things as well. So, but no, anything else you want to talk about? We have 50 people in the chat. Thank you guys for coming in here and talking some trash. I even like that as well.
This is what we like. It's more fast paced. It makes our job easier.
Oh yeah.
I don't gotta have 1,001 things to talk about. Hey, Angelica, my dogs are freaking out. All right, Patrick. Dallas is gonna win. Calm down.
It's talking trash as well too.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Ruben Wallace.
I want to see these people. It's a lot better when we have more people that we can talk to. I'd rather sit here and talk to you guys, bounce stuff back and forth, rather than just spitting stuff at you. You know, we know what we're talking about, but you guys just don't hear that. This give and take is what it's all about.
Sure. You're definitely true.
You're right, Mike Aldana. We won't get any credit, but Eagles. Well, even if we beat the Eagles, they'll be like, we didn't play our best.
Oh, the one guy went out of the line.
It's always something.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
It's
again,
always something.
we have as well too. I mean, we have an excuse that, of course,
Talk
Dak
about our
wasn't
schedule
playing.
coming down the stretch here.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We got
Yeah,
Jacksonville,
you were
obviously.
talking about oh no, you were talking. No, I mean our streaming schedule.
Okay. Yeah, actually, let's talk about that, man. Next, like, obviously, we're gonna be in here the day after the game, like normal. We're gonna be doing that. Next week we're gonna be Friday, and then we're gonna follow it up with another
Yeah,
Friday.
we're gonna be on Fridays, people.
So the next two are gonna be Friday, and I think there's one like on a Wednesday because there's a Thursday night game. I think right before the New Year, and I think we're have to go.
We'll be on the next 2 Fridays. I'm working on getting Philly 500 for Friday the 23rd.
And I think at the end of the year, I'm gonna try to get Kyle Yeoman in here as well too.
See Kyle Yeoman's from the Cowboys.
Yeah, man. See how he's going. Maybe a little bit more easier for Fridays because obviously he doesn't have the high school football going on after a while here.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I can get him on there.
Just if you could please, if you see something and we tweet it out, just tweet it so people know that we're going to be on Fridays. You know me, I always put it back out there right before to remind people. But we're going to do Fridays, and then we'll do that Wednesday before the Titans game. And then we'll go from there. All I could say is one more sleep.
Yeah, man. And then here's the game.
Cowboys, man.
Yeah, I'm interested to see some of these guys coming back. We've been talking about James Washington, of course, coming back. Tyron Smith. What's going to happen in this line? We understand with the offensive line shifting, how it's had problems in the past, but at least this time the shifting is because somebody amazing is coming back. And so you're having to shift that and have an amazing depth behind there. You don't just get rid of people. I got to give a little bit shout out to Tyler Biotish because I know going into the season I wanted Linderbaum. Obviously,
he stepped up,
and he stepped up. He's been playing. I haven't heard his name too much because he's been playing very well. I mean, you got of course Steele on the other side as well. Zach Martin always doing his thing, but you got like the rookie Tyler Smith as well too. So there's a lot of things to get excited about. Of the people that are coming back, but again, James Washington, the man. I want to see what he does. I want to see if Dak does elevate his game compared because the last time James Washington really played, who was it?
Roethlisberger, man. We'd love to have you on, man.
Yes, definitely. A lot of knowledge there with Glimmerman right there.
But I'd like to have him on, man.
Tyron Smith is 100% washed up. I know. He's so washed up, but he's still better than all our other guys. So, but anyways, anything that you want to talk about before we kind of break this away? I mean, we're having a great amount. I don't know if anybody want to talk about a particular subject. Maybe we can jump into that if you guys aren't ready to break away. We got a good group in here, and I'm loving it, man. You guys have been amazing.
I'm looking forward.
Did you do your Pro Bowl?
It's going to be rainy here again tomorrow. It's miserable. I finally get a day off, and I can't get outside do anything. But we'll see if I.
Did you do your Pro Bowl voting?
You know what? I'm over the Pro Bowl, honestly. I mean
I don't blame you.
Ratings. I mean, like
it should have been after the Super Bowl.
It's just who even cares?
Yeah.
I mean, what are they playing badminton for the Pro Bowl? I mean, it's a waste of time. It really is. It's literally the worst game. It's more about who gets picked, and most of the time, the people that get picked, it's based off of last year's. It's based off of last year's stuff. Like there's guys that deserve to be on the team this year that won't. You know what I mean? Like
well, I mean, look at it. Like for example,
like
here,
our in the box safety.
Yes, Curse. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's look at Popeye Preach, son. Oh man, he's been playing. He's been balling. But obviously, the past years he's been good. He's just the injury stuff, and so to see him being able to be rotated and not having to be relied on all, when he's here, like usually when Donovan Wilson was coming in, it was because somebody else was out. Heath was out or something like that, and you had to play him all the time. So I mean, he's definitely stepping up.
You, Mary.
But we have here. I want to say Popeye's Preach son says, "Do we keep Schultz or do we let him walk?" You want to take that? I'll take it. We'll have both opinions. Go ahead.
My opinion. Go ahead, Phil. I know what you like. So go ahead.
Well, I mean, I've been preaching this whole thing. I think that we allow him to walk because I mean you have guys like Tony Pollard that you're going to have to try to get back in here. You got some other guys that you can start talking to early, whether it's Diggs, CeeDee Lamb. So you got a lot of guys that there's like 16 I want to say free agents the possibility. So I mean there's a lot of guys that they have to secure. But of course you're going to have to make that decision. I mean, we're
going to have the money. Yeah, people are going to be surprised. I'm telling you now, Dalton Schultz might be gone, but Pollard ain't going nowhere. Zeke ain't going nowhere. We're going to re-sign Steele. We're going to give Diggs a new contract. There's plenty of money. People say, "Oh, we're only $6 million." There's plenty of money. The cap is going to explode. There's things we could do with young players and their contracts. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, I mean
we're going to keep who we want to keep.
Yeah,
it's not going to be a situation. Don't expect a free agent next year. And listen, at this point, we don't need a free agent. We got too many players on the team that need to play and that are good. We need another good draft. But we're going to keep who we want to keep. Do I think Schultz is here? Like gun to the head right now.
I could see it. I could see it happening though.
Barring any major injury to anybody else, probably not. But maybe there's money if we want it.
Popeye son, I'm hoping so, man.
A lot with these contracts.
Yeah, he's saying that Zeke will take a pay cut. Hopefully he will, man. I mean, that's what we see. We see that.
He will take a team-friendly deal. And Pollard will get paid.
Yeah, Pollard, I mean, and I think that it's Pollard's turn, man. Let's get him some money.
The beauty of this year, Popeye, was look at what they're doing. Look how explosive Pollard is doing. And I know people say, well, Pollard should be the full-time guy. That's BS, because what happens in the NFL, it happens in high school. It's just more heightened in the NFL. Game in and game out pounding will not have the production over a period of time. Like, the reason why Pollard is doing what he's doing is because he's not the main guy. I mean, he's not getting the ball 25 times a game. Yeah. Are there games you could get it 20, 22 times? Yeah. But it doesn't have to be. It's perfect the way it is. And I'm not changing my story on that. That's the way it has to be, man. I think it's perfect. Why mess with something perfect? Pay the man.
I think I'm with you in this. I'm with you with a lot. I mean, there's at some point you're going to run to a defense that's just bigger, stronger. They're not as fast. So you got Tony that can run around that defense. You got Zeke when they are a little bit faster. You got Zeke that's going to pound them and it tires them out. So I like Malik Davis. Enormous.
Zeke is like me. Feed me.
No pay cut.
Nah, I think Zeke is he's gonna want to stay. He's gonna get. He might get like one of those, Lawrence type of deal. Like a guaranteed, but
but you get a lot less money.
He ain't stupid. He knows the deal. He's got his big contract. So we'll see. Let's worry about next year. But we have a young team. Let's build off of it.
I'm ready as well too for that. I think we're kind of winding down and feeling good about this game. Of course, there's not much we can talk about with the Texans. Can't drag that part out because
we've talked for an hour and 15 minutes against a Dallas Texans game, and the time flew. I can't believe it. Thank you everybody in the chat. I really appreciate it. Please like and share. I really appreciate everybody.
Yeah, let me. I'm bringing it up here. I hope everybody liked my anime.
Hey, Kathy. Hey, Kathy Starnes.
See, where did I have it? I'm trying to.
He knows what I'm talking about.
See, where did
everybody calls her Stearns. It's Starnes.
But anyways, again, as we go into it, we'll come back on a game on Monday. Monday is going to be our next broadcast. Monday 7 or so, and then of course that Friday. Friday is going to be the one right before Jacksonville. The next Friday after that is going to be the big one with the Eagles game going for Christmas, and then
we're right after that, a Christmas show that Friday the 23rd too. It's going to be a Christmas theme. And like me and Phil are going to wear our ugly sweaters, and I have a Cowboys Santa hat I'll wear for you. Man. I'll sing any Christmas songs. I don't know. I might.
I'm not even going to show up then.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah, we'll have fun.
I know I will. I know I will as well too. So, guys, I appreciate everybody coming through. Of course, you can find us on Twitter, on YouTube. Please subscribe, hit that like button, share if you can. But I appreciate all you guys coming in. We're getting new people coming through, giving us their opinion. I love the trash talking as well. You're MG. You're always more than welcome to. Heathside Herald, I kind of lost him at the end there. We were hoping to see his score. But thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining everybody else that came in through the later on to rewatch. And some of you guys I know in the chat rewatch us as well. I appreciate that as well, man. It helps our numbers, and at one point we're gonna get past 1,000 subscribers, so I'm excited as well about that. So, Brian, anything you want to say to the to Cowboy Nation before we get out of here?
I'm good, man. I'm gonna watch some UFC tonight. I'm gonna kick back. You have a couple cold ones. I'm going to try and watch the game tomorrow. Hopefully it's on in my area, but I don't think so. I'm going to have to go out in the rain and go watch it somewhere, which stinks. What are the odds that we're going to see anything on the red zone? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. That sucks.
Well, if there's a lot of highlights,
if there's
a lot of highlights, we'll see it all. We'll be able to watch the whole game. So
I just want to thank everybody for coming, and we will definitely see you Monday.
Yeah, MG, thank you for the subscription right there. I appreciate that, man. Guys, thank you for coming in. Again, I'm Primetime Phil, GameTime Bryan. We'll be back on Monday. Definitely tune in there, and go Cowboys, right?
Hey, we know each other. He's a friend from work.
What you do, you're like a little screw loose type of guy, and that's how I am. So I'm digging it, big guy. I am.
Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
GameTime Bryan, otherwise known as the mailman here.
Cool name. Superpowers?
Broadcasting from the illustrious Jobu Studio.
Come on, are you going to tell me who that is?
Primetime Phil, and of course my co-host, GameTime Bryan.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this place is going to explode. $100,000, I don't even need to hear it.